Welcome to Paul Catalina's Top 5, presented by TexasBeefHouse.com. It's auction day at TexasBeefHouse.com. Bid on beef and use our promo code 365sports for a discount at checkout. Today, we're going to go through Big 12 questions. Tomorrow, we're going to do Big 10 questions. And on Friday, we're going to do ACC questions. Or maybe I flipped that and reversed it. I don't know what the order the slides are in. It's a show, people. Big 12 questions. Number 5. Is Utah's offense only Cam Rising? I don't ask this just because of one game last week where Isaac Wilson had to come in the second half and play when he didn't expect to against Baylor. I point to last year when Cam Rising was out the entire year and their offense was, yuck. So, if Cam Rising's finger issue lingers, and there's no reason now to think that it will, but if it does, what do they have that's not Cam Rising, and can they produce on offense if he gets injured again? That's a huge question that the Utes have to answer for the rest of the year. With him, contender, maybe the best team top to bottom in the Big 12. Without him, they're incomplete. Clearly, this is the guy, and they need him to make that offense run. Number 4, can Kansas commit to the run? This is something I didn't think I'd be asking in a wide zone offense run by Jeff Grimes. But after the game against Illinois, I feel like I have to. You have Daniel Highshaw and Devin Neal, both guys who are going to be NFL running backs, and an offensive line that opens holes for them, and was averaging 4 to 6 yards a carry last week against an Illinois defense that's pretty good. And what did you do when you had the lead last week? You threw the ball. You got too cute. You put it too much on Jalen Daniels. Give Jalen Daniels a break. He's really good. Maybe not as elite as we thought. He's really good. Let him be a fourth quarter magician when you need him to be a fourth quarter magician. If you don't need him to be a magician, just let him do this. Or this. Or this. And this pantomime has been brought to you by theater. Anyway, they've got to commit to the run. Devin Neal, Daniel Highshaw, best thing they've got going on that offense, and a good offensive line. So use it. Use it. It's like McDonald's, not turning the fryer on. You got French fries, man. Cook the French fries. Number 3. Can Kansas State pass their way to a win? There's going to be a game where that running game gets stopped. And early on, Tulane was doing a pretty good job of stopping it. Now, Kansas State eventually too much for them. They have too much talent in the running game between Avery Johnson, DJ Giddens, and Dylan Edwards. Just too much. Plus, the short passing game to those backs is enormous. But what happens when somebody fools them, befuddles them, stuffs them at the line? Can Avery Johnson throw them to a win? That was something that Quinn Ewers had to answer year over year at Texas. Now the answer we know is yes, absolutely. Quinn Ewers can throw you to a win. He could not early on, though. And this is early on in Avery Johnson's career. So how quickly does he get to the point where he can throw them to a win? Number 2, can Colorado get anything from their fronts? Or is it too late? Deion Sanders said this week he's confident, especially in offensive line coach Phil Lodeholt, former Oklahoma offensive lineman, and he's confident in Pat Shurmur. But if he's confident in those guys, maybe, and he's confident in the talent that they have, which I think we all question at this point, we do have to wonder if they're running the right scheme for the people that they have, or they're just running the scheme for Shedeur. I think it's option B. Is that this is the offense that Deion and Shedeur want to run because it highlights Shedeur, but right now it's also highlighting the fact that he's human, and when he gets hit, it's an owie. You don't want that over and over and over again, and it's clearly frustrating Shedeur Sanders. He threw his offensive line under the bus. It is calling his leadership into question. Again, sometimes you got to help the quarterback out. Much like Kansas has to with Jalen Daniels, Deion needs to with his own flesh and blood. He sprang forth from your loins, Deion. Protect him. Number 1. Eventually. There we go. Is Texas Tech in trouble? Now this guy, he remembers a different time. A time where you didn't almost lose to Abilene Christian, and you didn't go up to Washington State and might as well have not gone there at all. He's fun. He's carefree. He's high on shrooms. He's happy. Can this kid dance like this again this year? I don't know. They've got problems. Big problems on defense, big problems with their offensive line. As a matter of fact, their problems and Colorado's problems are pretty much the same. Can they get anything out of that? Is this fixable this year? Right now, it's heading down the track of they're going to make coaching staff changes. I know that Joey McGuire doesn't want to do that. He likes the coaches he has in place, but it is pointing in the direction of whatever you're doing scheme-wise, offensive line hasn't worked the entire time Joey's been there. You've got quarterbacks getting hurt every year. You're not able to run the ball consistently if Taj Brooks is out. So it also tells you how damn good Taj Brooks is, that he is able to deal with all this when the offensive line is spotty at best. And the defense has just never come around. They're going to have to totally change philosophies over there. Something to match their offense. That's a tough thing to do. That is the top 5. We're back to wrap it up right now.